Hey there. As I get ready this morning, I thought I'd bring you along with me. Honestly, I didn't think I'd ever make a video like this, but the process of aging and how we present ourselves, especially as women, has been on my mind a lot lately. These past couple of years have brought some pretty tough transitions for me, and I felt like maybe it would be therapeutic to show up here barefaced and just talk through some of it with you today. To share what I feel the Lord has been showing me in this season, because I know I'm not the only one going through this. So, what does aging gracefully look like, inside and out? What does beauty mean to God? And how can we take care of ourselves without losing sight of that? For me, I started wearing makeup pretty young, around 9 or 10. Not because I wanted to look glamorous, but because of an intense reaction to medication that left me with painful welts all over my face. It was so painfully embarrassing. It really affected my life a lot in those younger years, and kids can really be cruel. So, makeup became my shield. It gave me some confidence during those early hard years. It was all about wanting to look my best, just clean, presentable, just like a healthier version of myself. I didn't feel comfortable leaving the house without it for a really long time. It felt like a second skin, even years after my skin was healed and completely clear. When I came to know Jesus, my need for makeup definitely started to shift. All at once, I felt so seen and loved and accepted. I didn't feel that same intense pressure to be so perfect on the outside. And achieving people's approval definitely began to fade in its importance. So over time, I began to rely less on how I looked. I started to care a lot more about my inner life, my heart, my spirit, my soul. I even began going to public places without makeup, especially when I became a mom, because just getting a shower some days felt like a major accomplishment. So I got used to life without makeup sometimes, which was new. And yet, I still love makeup. I love the art of it, the rhythm, the care and intention behind it. I don't think that God is against all of that. What I do think grieves him is when we start to believe that our value depends on it. Now that I'm nearing 40, things are changing again. My skin is much drier. My hair is thinning out. Wrinkles are settling in. And I'd be lying if I said that has always been totally easy to cope with. Sometimes I look in the mirror and I barely recognize myself. I still expect to see my 25 or 30-year-old face. And I came to believe I'm likely in perimenopause, though I'm still exploring things to be sure. So In an effort to feel better, I started adjusting my supplements and routine. And really, I've tried to just be more gentle with myself, with what I take in, both physically and mentally. I'm a lot more cautious about who and what I surround myself with. And that's really mattered because it's really made a difference. And I thank God for that, for the wisdom He gives to understand our bodies and our mind and our personal needs, and the peace that comes with knowing that He sees us and He's with us in every challenging stage. Yeah. And also praise God for just practical graces like magnesium, B12, hyaluronic acid, oh my goodness, and really nice face oil that helps when your skin feels like the Sahara Desert. What a difference. But deeper than any product or supplement, what I'm learning is this: aging was never God's original design. Well, not the aches, not the hormone crashes, not the slow fading of our bodies. That all came with the fall. We were made for wholeness, for an unbroken life. But even in this fallen world, in the middle of pain and deterioration, God is still writing a redemptive story. And somehow, even this part of the story, the aging and the changing part, can become a place of grace. Romans 8:23 reminds us that even our bodies are waiting for redemption. That means the wrinkles, the weakness, the slowing down, it's not meaningless. It's a sign that even our bodies are longing for the day that they will be made new. It's a holy ache, pointing us to our true home. And in the hands of our Redeemer, even aging becomes something purposeful, something that can shape us and be used by God to refine us and free us up from some of the things that hold us back. Maybe the slow decay reminds me that this world just is not my home. It could be God's mercy to gently loosen my grip on this temporary place and temporary things. Even as our body fades, God is renewing us day by day until the day that we're made whole in Him. There's so much pressure in our culture, especially on women, to look young, to lift, to tighten, to inject and preserve. And while I don't judge anyone for the choices they make, I do believe we're called to pause and ask ourselves, what's driving me? 1 Peter 3 says, "Your beauty should not come from outward adornment. Rather, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's eyes." That doesn't mean we can't enjoy makeup, or nice clothes, or jewelry, or skincare. But it does mean that those things are not where our value comes from. They're not the source of true beauty. And we are God's temple. 1 Corinthians 3:16 says, "Don't you know that you yourselves are God's temple, and that God's Spirit dwells in your midst?" In the Old Testament, the temple was beautifully adorned on purpose It was detailed, intentional, and reverent. It was kept clean and treated with honor. And now we are those temples. So yeah, definitely care for your body. We have to rest it, fuel it, move it, moisturize it. We can put on concealer and curl our lashes if that helps us to feel refreshed. But we just don't let those things become our identity. Makeup for me is like paint on a house. It brings color, a bit of brightness. It helps me feel alert on tired days, but it doesn't fix what's underneath. It's not my foundation. What matters is my heart. I've had people comment both ways over the years. Some will say, "You don't need makeup." Or, if I happen to be barefaced, those same people have said, "Are you sick? Are you feeling okay today?" The world will always have opinions. But the real question is, what does God see when He looks at me? 1 Samuel 16:7 says, "People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." He sees your soul, your thoughts, your fears, your trust. He sees you in your sweatpants or fully glam. And in both, He sees a beloved daughter. Proverbs 31 says, "The woman of strength laughs at the days to come." I love that image. She's not worried about her wrinkles or her slowing metabolism. She's not driven by fear. She is secure, rooted, and joyful. And that's the kind of person I want to be. I don't want to pour my resources into vanity or excess. I really want to be a good steward of my time, my money, my energy, because I know the world is watching. And I want what they see in me to point them to Him. Not flawless skin, but a soul that is at rest. It's not perfection here, but a quiet radiance that comes from time spent with Jesus. Psalm 34:5 says, "Those who look to Him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame." That is the beauty I'm after. So, whether your skin is glowing or tired today, whether your hair is thinning or full, whether you're fully glammed up or just got out of bed, I want you to know you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are God's workmanship, and He's making all things beautiful in His time, and He uses the aging process. He's not finished with you. So go ahead, care for yourself. Take those vitamins. Adjust your routine for what really serves you. And enjoy your mascara. But don't ever forget that real beauty comes from within. It comes from time with Christ. And that beauty shines the brightest when we've spent that time with Him.